Hello, and welcome to another week at the bungalow. So we've had the bricklayer back, got some more block work done, and it's time to remove the other half of the roof. So following similar process to the last one, battens are off first, being chucked to one side, and these will get burnt. Extra pair of hands with us again this week. Bitumen paper just gets discarded, bagged up, and it's in the rubbish. I think we were sinking mainly in the amount of moss that was on top of the roof. Mainly caused by, like you can see, the tree there very close to it. And there was a lot of undergrowth. Small gable needs to come down. We didn't really want to take it down, but we were, unfortunately, hand was forced by the fact that it was really loose and we needed to put a lintel in. What lintel there was is mainly just on the inner skin, so there's absolutely nothing holding the brickwork up of the outer skin. Initially, when the place was built, it would have been supported by the wooden or timber windows, but at some point during the 80s the UPVC ones were put in and nothing was put back in to hold that up, so the exterior skin and the soldier course of brickwork has all slumped down, but the whole lot's loose. The bond has gone between the blocks. You can see as it's being hit against and whacked, it's pretty loose. Claire's shaking the whole lot there as she's trying to get that block out. And then it's time just to get rid of the whole lot. So this is a concrete lintel, which is probably 150 kilos of concrete with a bit of reinforcement in it. So heavy that it's actually breaking up the block work that's supporting it. And it's really not doing very much. So it's getting changed for a steel catnick or equivalent. It'll be put back in there. Above the windows before the new ones go in. Rafters come out next. These might be kept for templates for the replacement because it'd be going in almost, exactly the same. Unfortunately, not much use for anything else. And once that's out of the way, just to get out of the rain as much as anything else, or a little bit of shelter, we move downstairs. So this kitchen wall needs removing, so this will end up being part of the internal space, because there'll be a big steel going across here which will support the floor and roof structure. So the acros go in to support what timber work there is. and then we start pulling down the masonry. So I run along the top, there's one of the lintels, reinforced concrete. This one runs along this one solid one that goes across the doorway and the window. So at the moment it's supported by the two at the far end and then in the middle there, so we're knocking out this bit. The other lintels that have come down from elsewhere, left lying on the floor because they're so heavy and awkward to move, we break those up and get those carted away. Clear up some of the mess we made. The water pipe sticking out the floor there, we had to move that as well, so that originally was where we're clearing up now, but when we were doing the side drainage it ran underneath foundations and it was leaking, so that got moved and it comes in a better place for us on the side there. So clearing some space here in the middle, get the acro in, support the end of the lintel so that we can remove the pillar that's still holding it up. So it doesn't take much to get the block course out. Work our way down to free up the lintel from where it is. Bit of discussion, as with all these things, slightly concerned because obviously it weighs a few kilos. And then everybody's standing clear as we remove the last bit of the pillar holding it up. Then we take the roof weight off the lintel with the idea of hopefully knocking the acro out the way. And with just a few taps, she's out of the way, and that's it. Weather's cleared up and we're back out doing the roof. There was a lot of discussion about this as well with regards to how we take it down, because we're slightly concerned about the gable end wall and making sure it's supported well enough. So we had the idea of keeping the timber work that runs around the chimney so we could sort of strap the two of them together, but then as we're taking it down that drops down, so we have to rethink it and that gets cut out of the way. So the gable just ends up with plugged and screwed timber up it and then strapped back towards the wall plate or the central wall plate to hold it in place. With all the rafters missing, ceiling joists are just left. Doesn't take much to get the acros out of the way. There's next to no weight left on them. As you can see. And with the weight taken off them, it's just a matter of knocking them apart and getting them out of the way. As you can see down there in the kitchen area, we've got more tiles all stored up, ready to go back on the roof when we get to that stage. And so the reciprocating saw makes light work of cutting through the last timbers, straight through all the rafters, and as they drop down into the lounge area, just get collected up. And like I said before, the concern's always been about the gable end wall here that we're trying to save, just to save the bricklayer a bit of work. So that gets tied back to the chimney, just to hold it in place. And then it's just a matter of shifting the last timber that supported the front edge of the roof over the lounge. And with that, it's another week done. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one.